I don't know, you could have probably seen these guys at the auction or probably missed them as well. They were mostly very subdued, didn't have much of an action, but they played their part just like their coach. Very subdued team at the auction, but I think the level looks good. But let's discuss more about the team. Shivam, what do you think? How was the auction for Rajasthan Royals?
I think before the auction, I think we must take a moment to sort of talk about their retentions. So they retained Yashasvi Jaiswal and Samson for 18 crore. Then they got Dhruv Jurel and Riyan Parag for 14 crore. Hetmyer for 11 crore and Sandeep Sharma for 4 crores, right?
Yeah.
I think I completely buy the logic of retaining Samson and Jaiswal and even Riyan Parag because teams would be going after that these guys in the auction, and this is particularly a core. But to be very honest, and Sandeep Sharma as well, he has been doing pretty well with these guys, and 4 crores is a very fair amount to sort of retain him. But if we go back to the other two guys, which is Dhruv Jurel and Shimron Hetmyer, they spent 25 crores for these two guys. I'm not really sure if that was a good strategy. What do you think?
No, for sure. I mean, Shimron Hetmyer and all for that price, like 11 crores. If people like Phil Salt and Will Jackson all are not even fetching more than 10 crores, you can definitely imagine that Hetmyer wouldn't have fetched more than a 5 or 6. And then the fact that Dhruv Jurel also, so 14 crores. I mean, he's a good batsman for sure, but is he worth that price? I don't know. And if you look at the players they didn't retain, right? Buttler, Chahal, Ashwin. What a good team they had. And I don't know. I think the retention was slightly off for them, which led to an off auction also is what I feel.
Yeah, I think Buttler was like really... both Buttler and Chahal were like really surprising for me as well. Because Buttler, I know, is around 33, 34, if I'm not wrong. 33, I think, right?
33,
but still has got a lot of cricket in him. He's got a lot of cricket in him.
For sure.
And he has been doing consistently well in the IPL for the last so many years.
Yes.
Right? And he has been integral part of the Rajasthan setup for the last 5-6 years, if I'm not wrong. 4-5 years, easily.
4-5 years, for sure.
And even Chahal, leggies are a rare breed, right? At least world-class leggies. You don't have too many options over there. And I think they could have probably retained a Chahal over a Dhruv Jurel and probably a Buttler. Buttler still I can get the logic because they wanted to open with, say, Samson and Jaiswal.
Yes, sure.
And so that could have been the logic over there. But I'm still puzzled by the fact that they did not retain Chahal. Ashwin is still okay. I mean, maybe they've got a lot of other options as well. And considering the fact that he's like really at the fag end of his career, I can still buy that. But not retaining Chahal is something which really surprised me as well.
I agree. And if you look at the team which they built post the auction and the team they had last year, I mean, the team last year is way better in terms of talent as well as stats, right? So I think Rajasthan are definitely on the back foot compared to last year. I hope the form of Jaiswal and Sanju Samson will push them through in terms of batting at least, but they're heavily dependent on that top order. That's what I feel.
I mean, the batting lineup is really thin. If you see, they've got only one foreign batter in Shimron Hetmyer, right? And like you mentioned, if Jaiswal, Samson, and Riyan Parag, if these three guys are not in form, even if one of these guys are not probably at his best, then I think they're gonna have a big problem, especially with the batting lineup. Because they've got Nitish Rana, but I'm not too sure. He's not a very... I mean, he has been on and off in the IPL. He did not get too many opportunities with the KKR last season. He captained KKR before that, but again, he's been very inconsistent. So not too sure about him. Then even I mean, again, not too many all-round options as well, right? You got Riyan Parag, Nitish Rana can chip in with a few overs, and they've got Yuzvendra, right? Who's rather unknown face. Again, not too much hopes from there. Again, in the bowling department, I think the bowling looks pretty okay to me. They've spent a lot of money on Jofra Archer. They wanted a world-class fast bowler. But again, I think we have discussed this earlier as well. Jofra Archer and injuries are like, they go hand in hand. So if something happens to him, then I think again they will be in the soup.
You're right. I mean, I think they went, instead of Bolt, they looked at an alternative and they went for Archer. But the fact that Archer is, I mean, he has been there with Rajasthan earlier. He's had a few seasons where he was good. But we can never trust, right? I mean, he's been very injury prone, and with age it gets difficult as well. But they have, like how we discussed, right? Instead of having foreign players in batting, they have focused foreign players on the bowling. So you have Hasaranga, you have Tikshana, you have Faruqi. So it's a very strong bowling lineup.
Faruqi is a good buy.
Yeah, Farooq is at that price for sure. And one more interesting player I think is Tushar Deshpande, who played very well towards the later half of the season for CSK. I was surprised CSK didn't go for him. I thought he was a very good buy at the Chepauk. But I think for him, for Rajasthan, that's a good buy. Tushar Deshpande, he'll play a big role for them, is what I feel. I mean, at least in terms of 4 overs, he'll definitely have to bowl all 4 overs. So Sandeep Sharma will be the Indian contingent, the bowlers, but a lot of dependence on the foreigners in the bowling department. Yeah.
I think they've done a fair job in terms of Indian bowling setup, especially fast bowling.
Yeah.
They've got Sandeep Sharma, Tushar Deshpande. They've also bought Akash Madwal. Again, in the spin department, they are heavily dependent on Tikshana and Hasaranga. I think they will play probably one of these guys. Depending on the condition, they might rope in both these guys as well. So yeah, I think let's try and figure out their playing 11.
They're playing 11. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. No, this looks good. I mean, see, at least I think that, like you said, the top order looks sorted. At least those 4 players on the top 5 on paper, or the top 5 or 6 actually, till Dhruv Jurel. On paper, it's a very good squad, right? They look good on batting. Only problem here is we don't see much of a backup. That's the main problem here in terms of batting. And bowling, it's dependent upon the foreigners, right? So you never know. I mean, if Jofra Archer gets injured, then a lot of dependence upon a Tushar Deshpande or Sandeep Sharma or Akash Madwal. And we have to see if those youngsters, if those Indians come to the fore or not.
Yeah, I think any premier foreign batter in the top order is probably definitely a glaring miss to me. And again, they are heavily dependent on Jofra Archer, like you mentioned, right? So if something happens to him, I don't see a potential backup. How would you rate this team?
No, again,
rate this auction rather.
No, I don't think it's good. I had to be frank here. I think the team, like Rajasthan was one of my favorite teams last year. I loved the explosive or top order. I thought the bowling with Ashwin and Chahal and Bolt was very strong. And I think post RCB, my second favorite team last year. But this time, it doesn't look that way, right? It looks a little weak. It's okay on the 11, I feel. But beyond the 11, and it's a long season, 14 matches, I don't know. I don't think that they'll have the firepower to back that 11. So, I don't know. I would go with a very, very, generous 7 is what I feel for them.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. I mean, even the 11, it looks just okay. Just about okay. If you compare them with the likes of, say, Mumbai or a Hyderabad or a Chennai, I think again, they probably lack a lot of good options over there. Even I would stick with the 7. Purely because, they might surprise us if the form of their top 3 or 4 is good throughout the tournament. They will definitely surprise us. But again, at this point of time, on paper, I don't see these guys making to the playoffs this time around.
Got it. No, that's Let's look at our next team. But that's all we have for Rajasthan Royals. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.